damn, freaking collarbones, holy shit, alright. Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome to Chest of Blades. So, I was contacted by the developers of this game to check out their new visual novel, which is a boys love or yaoi visual novel. So, I'm really excited because I haven't run into many boys love or girls love types of visual novels or otome games or whatever you want to call it. I just haven't run into many of them, so I get very excited when I see one or someone tells me about one. So I'm very happy that they decided to contact me to try this out. And there are 3 romances in this. The story of this is we're playing as a prince. He's kind of shy and he doesn't want to be there. Like at the party, there's a party that's being hosted by his father, and he doesn't want to be there, so I can relate to that. I don't like it when people drag me to places. I believe the party is revolving around the father, like it's his birthday party or something like that. But anyway, before we get started, if you guys would like to check out the demo yourself, there's a link in the description where you can download it. Also to their Kickstarter, where you can check out what their Kickstarter goals are. I believe they have 23 days left for it, but I'm going to talk about the Kickstarter later. Let's just get started on this. Calm down. My hair's perfect, it has to be. I spent 4 hours grooming myself earlier. Oh gods help me. Now isn't the time to get stage fright. Come on, pull yourself together. Whoa. I take great pleasure in presenting our next guest. Straighten up, look presentable, smile. The sole heir of a beloved Lord and Lady Varrison. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Here it comes. Rivian Varrison. Oh no, poor baby, I can tell you- Aw man, damn it. I bet they're gonna laugh at my hair. Well, go on already, laugh. Stupid blade popped off nobles. Dude, I already feel this kid already. Ah, he's so cute. What a charming young man. You must introduce yourself to him after this, Violetta. Why can't you be an upstanding son like that? You're a shame to this family. Wow! What a dick! He's a Varrison boy? I should speak with him later. Smile, smile, pretend you want to be here. Oh no, this is bad. Where do I go now that I'm here? There's no protocol for this, is there? I just want to go home. Oh man, I feel bad for him. Sir, I have a request to bring you upstairs where you arrived. Whoa, who's the hotness butler? Alright. A sharply dressed man, a servant, suddenly approached my side, bending forward slightly in a bow. Are you sure you have, the right person? You are Sir Rivian, are you not? I gave him a suspicious nod. Am I about to be wheeled into some marriage proposal? Excellent, this way, sir. Right. Where are we going? I fall into step behind a well-dressed servant, gazing at all around me as I go. It's even more spectacular than I thought it'd be. So many people in so many lavish outfits. The cost of that woman's dress probably outweighs our whole kingdom's treasury. Also, is it my imagination or are these people staring at me? Is my hair that bad? I really thought I'd done it properly. Come introduce yourself later, darling. Thanks, but I have to pass. Here we are, sir. The servant stops after we ascend the stairs leading to the overlooking balcony, turning around to face me with another bow. I appreciate it, but, why did you take me here again? As the butler opens his mouth to reply, Riv, over here! Who is it? Is that whose voice I think it is? No, that's impossible. The gentleman who requested you is over there, sir. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. After his concisely polite words, the servant turns and elegantly descends down the staircase once again. But before I can turn around, a firm tug pulls at my arm. Rivian, I know you remember me. It's only been 4 years. Whoa, he has red hair. Oh no. The familiar face of an energetic young man appears in front of me. Oh, I remember you alright, Arden. Oh my god.
Aren't nursery rhymes curious things?
Can't you look a little happier to see your old friend? You have an expression of a man at a funeral, not a dance. With a sulky frown, he nudges my shoulder with my hand. with a hand. I forgot that this man doesn't know the phrase personal space. Oh great, he's one of those people. How did you know that I'd be here? No, more importantly, why are you here? Weren't you serving in the king's army? I was, yes, until I was promoted serving in his royal guard. His over-enthusiasm incites in me a strong desire to punch him. You only got the job because your father's a duke, you bastard. Jesus Christ. I'm so proud of you. You shouldn't be on duty shouldn't you be on duty rather than frolicking around then? He doesn't need the whole force for the week-long retreat, you know. I was given permission to attend as a guest. Alright. I forgot this damn celebration lasts 5 whole days. How am I gonna make it back alive? Did Lord and Lady Varrison not come with you? You look a little lost and alone. Piss off. I'm not being used to around so many nosy people at once, that's all. The last thing I want him to know that it's the first grand event that I attended myself. I would never hear the end of his ridiculous teasing. Going back to my previous question, how on earth did you know I'd be here? You're the new center of attention, that's why. Everyone loved and respected your father so much that when he worked as the king's chef general and strategist, it's only natural his newly marriageable son catches the public eye. He winks and gives me a pointed nudge. It's people like you who make me want to wear spikes on my clothing, Arden. As we talk, I notice the crowd is staring to gravitate towards the large ballroom doors into the main floor below. I guess it means that it's about time for that. Ugh. Thought it made me feel slightly nauseated. In that case, I should extract myself before I get dragged into anything. Well, there will be plenty of time for us to catch up later. In the meantime, where are they keeping the wine? Well, it's over there by the terrace drawers. But the dancing's about to start, you know. Aren't you coming? Dancing, how horrific. I kind of want to make Rivian very sassy as fuck because he seems like that kind of person, so... Ignoring Arden's eager gaze, I shudder and quickly shake my head. There's one thing right now I absolutely do not want to do, and that's prancing around this damn ballroom. No. I need to thoroughly inebriated before I can even tolerate the idea of dancing, you see. I wish you the best of luck, though. Tearing up that ballroom floor is in my honor. Riv, wait! Fuck that, we're about to get lit, that's what's happening. Before he can grab a hold of my arm, I quickly retreat and make a beeline for the wine table. But soon as I get immersed in the crowd heading to the opposite direction, and a sea of lacy dresses surround me in a fury of fluttering. Bloody hell, how can there be so many people in one place? Yoo-hoo, come dance with me, darling. I already have a date, sorry. Somehow I managed to evade the overly aggressive woman from earlier, her lips twisting into a sourpot after a hastily decline. The crowd thins out, and as most of them head down the grand staircase, and I finally worm my way over to the terrace doors. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be at home right now, curled up in a warm bed with a book. Dude, I can relate to him so much. I still can't believe father and mother sent me all this way out here by myself. They know I don't do well at parties, so they send me at 5-night extravaganza of elegance. Extra cruel parents. At least you're here for me, my sweet ambrosia. Sighing gratefully, I pick up the glass already filled with a dark red liquid. I was never allowed to drink much when I attended balls with my family, so I'll be damned if I don't make the most out of this. He's just gonna get drunk by the end of it. The grand celebration of the king's birthday. Almost a full week of parties, dancing, games. I'd even hear there's a festival. Out here in the mountains, the royal family's retreat is in one of the miniature town than anything. There's shops, market stalls, temporary houses, and joisting arenas, all set up for this occasion alone. Kings are very extra like this, aren't they? And of course, there's a picturesque castle we're in right now. Only a fraction of the size of the actual castle in the capital, but still magnificent. Still, it took 5 days to travel here by carriage. Why the hell does it have to be so remote? I feel like I'm in some kind of secluded prison or something, even if it's an admittedly lavish one. Ugh, what have I gotten myself into? Taking a long drink of my saving grace, I head over to the balcony railing and gaze down at the emptied floor below. It looks a lot different now that almost all the guests have gone into the ballroom. I can hear the muffled sound of music from behind the grand doors. I think I'll just make myself inconspicuous until we are shown to our rooms, and maybe just hide under the covers for the next few days. The hell? Someone whispering? I turned my head sharply in search of the source of the noise. Can't see anyone. Is there a ghost? What's going on? Are they on the terrace? I whirl around in an attempt to catch the whispers off guard, but no one's there. Huh. Probably just some young couple exchanging dirty lines underneath their breath. I wish they weren't acting so eerily stealthy about it, though. If they're about to do it, I kind of think they have to. Is something the matter, sir? Ugh! Oh, the butler again! The servant's suddenly standing beside me again. Speaking of eerily stealthy, how did he sneak up with me? He's like fucking Sebastian from Black Butler. No, nothing's the matter. Just enjoying some private time with my beauty. I motioned to my wine and offer a firm nod. I see. May I ask if you managed to meet with Sir Arden? He was very excited about seeing you. Yes. I met up with him, alright. If I may be so bold, you don't seem overly thrilled with the prospects of his company. Pursing my lips hesitantly, I tap my fingers against the glass in my hand. It's a little more complicated than that, but I don't particularly want to discuss the details. Of course, I apologize for intruding on private affairs. However, Sir Arden pulled me aside again and requested that you join him in the ballroom. Well, I'm not joining him in the damn ballroom. He can find someone else to bother. The vehemency of my reply made the servant blink in surprise, and I immediately felt a little sheepish for my outburst. Well, His Majesty at least would not wish you to dance, if you do not want to, I am certain. I clear my throat, nodding and a little awkwardly in reply. How long does the dance last, out of curiosity? Well, this is already the second dance of the night, my lord. His Majesty enjoys letting his nobles guests have a time to mingle and refresh themselves in between. The schedules of festivities for the remaining days shall be announced after the dance, I believe. The schedule, huh? I suppose I should be present to hear that at least. My musings are rewarded with a nod of agreement by the servant. What's your name anyway? This is already the second time I've seen you, and I'm not sure it won't be the last if I'm here for 5 days. Looking pleasantly surprised, the man tilted his head to one side at me. Guess you don't usually inquire after names of the servants, but I am called Silas? Silas, sir. Well, Silas. Anyway, I might be able to convince you to lead me to my room after the schedule announcement. I offered him my most winning smile. He's like, no, I didn't mean anything like that. I just want to turn into, well, regardless of your intentions, sir, I am not supposed to leave the main hall until instructed. Fine. That's hella awkward. He thought he was just trying to invite him to, like, bed or something. You never felt impressed with your social skills, Rivian. Like a greased elephant skating on ice. Silas! Before I can sulk away in the ballroom to hide my shame, a high-pitched voice suddenly peals in the air. Oh, it's a little girl. Okay. That moment, a little girl comes running beside Silas. She's probably not older than 10 and as cute as a button, but I can tell from her outfit she's not a nobleman's child. Something about her reminds me of someone, but I can't put my finger on who. Hello, Hazel. Is there something the matter? I don't like staying in the kitchens by myself. It's so dark, and I always feel like someone's watching me. Clinging onto Silas' sleeve, she turns her large eyes in my direction. I can't blame you. Ever since I almost caught on fire during a visit to our Manners cook, what the hell? I've never liked the kitchens either. She giggles a little, rocking on her toes. Well, at least I can make conversation with little girls. Wait, that's not something to be proud of. I sound like a pervert. I'm afraid I have to stay here, Hazel. Wasn't your mother supposed to be there with you? She said she had to leave for a little while, but I had to stay in the kitchen. I want to see the pretty ladies and gentlemen dancing. I wish I could be that enthusiastic about it. Hazel pleadingly pulls at Silas's arm, staring up at him. He grimaces, probably being torn in half by the puppy dog eyes and his sense of duty. I'm very sorry, but the young gentleman here is free to enter the ballroom, you know. He might be willing to take you. Oh, you conniving bastard! A hint of a smirk on his lips make me wonder if he hadn't planned that from the start. Really? Would you take me, sir? Well, I'd rather not become a permanent villain in this child's mind, so I guess there's no helping it. Also, no one can ask him to dance, right? So it's like a win-win. Shooting a venomous glare at Silas's beaming face, I shove half an empty glass at him to hold, grabbing Hazel's hand and stalk gloomily towards the stairs. The little girl goes quiet, but her sparkling eyes is full of eagerness. We head down the lower floor, and I lead Hazel over to the huge ballroom doors. From inside, the sound of fast-pacing waltz mingled with footsteps and pure laughter reaches my ears. Let's just take a little peek, okay? Hazel enthusiastically nods in reply, so I reach out and pull one of the doors open slightly. Whoa. Everyone's so fancy. I like her feather in her hair. I think that looks cool. Check out this guy though. A dazzling shimmering of numerous worlds dresses first greets my eyes, all but blinding. A sea of colorful, elegant figures swirl across the gleaming floor, waltzing in time with an upbeat music. The lights from the chandeliers sparkle and glimmer, and moonbeams faintly stream from the windows on the side. Can't help but watch the guests gracefully move for a few moments, admiring both their statuesque men and very beautiful clad women. They make it look awfully pretty, I have to say. I suppose dancing isn't that bad to spectate. Still, there's no way I'd ever enjoy being out there on the floor. Have you ever danced before, Hazel? Still watching through the wide crack of the door, I wait for an expected eager reply. Hazel? Did she run away or something? She's gone. Oh no. Okay, maybe I should find her. She's not a brat, she's just a kid, right? Especially if she ran into the ballroom, she's probably really excited, so I'll just find her. With my first instinct to be annoyed, I admit I'm a bit worried about what'll happen to the girl if she's found somewhere she's not supposed to be. At the official event, a servant's daughter frolicking around the ballroom is something that would probably warrant punishment for both the girl and her parents. Hazel certainly deserves a stern talking to, but I don't want her to get in trouble. She'd definitely cry. Ugh. I'm getting too soft. This is the last damn time I ever played babysitter. I hastily search for Silas. Silas? Oh god. Silas on the balcony above, but he's nowhere to be seen. What a bastard of a butler. Shoving the responsibility for looking after her on me. Sighing, I reluctantly step back into the ballroom, managing to avoid any undue attention by sticking to the corners. More than half the guests are engaged in a lively waltz, with everyone else admiring and chatting from the sides. No Hazel over there, or over there. Where on earth did she run off to? Oh, is that who I think it is? Come to dance with me after all? Oh no, this couldn't possibly get any worse. No, I'm just here to watch, you see? She's coming towards me at an alarming speed. Escape route, where the hell can I go? Excuse me, miss? I have to take him from you for a moment, I'm afraid. Just before the woman reaches out for me, a familiar shape steps in between us. Oh god, thank god Arden saved us. What a shame. Do give him back soon. Arden? Come over here with me for a moment, if you would, my friend. Baffled but relieved, I let Arden drape his arm around my shoulder and guide me in the direction of a relatively quiet corner. I didn't want to run into him earlier, but if I had to choose the lesser of two evils, it'd probably be Arden. Thanks for that, I suppose. I let out a low mutter while we walked, trying not to sound overly grateful, so Arden doesn't take the cue to latch onto me more. I did warn you, didn't I? You're being of marriageable age means that you're bound to catch the eye of girls like that. But more importantly, did you finally change your mind and decide to come dance? Don't spread drivel, Arden. I'm looking for a little girl. When we reached the corner, Arden paused, casting a curious and maybe slightly suspicious glance. He's like, what the fuck? A little girl? Do you have a cousin or something that I don't know about? It's complicated. Either way, I'm guessing you haven't seen her. Arden shakes his head, and I let out a sigh. Well, it's not my problem, I guess. Hazel probably knows her way around here better than I do anyway. I think the announcement's about to begin. Announcement? Oh, the schedule of festivities? Nodding, Arden points to the center of the ballroom floor, where the numerous couples are starting to drift away and towards the corners, making way for the fancy-dressed man with a scroll in his hand. The music dies down gradually and comes to a stop, and the chatter dies down with the quiet whispers. Arden keeps his arms hanging around my shoulder. I find myself too tired to bother with shooing him off. This guy is too touchy. Like, what the heck? Esteemed ladies and gentlemen of the court, I really hope he keeps this short and sweet. Is anything in that court affair ever short and sweet? It is my pleasure to welcome you to the first day of Gracious Royal Highness's birthday celebration festivities. His Majesty wishes you to thank you His Majesty wishes to thank you all for your attendance. Why can't his royal birthday boy come out and thank himself? Tomorrow will mark the beginning of the Spring Festival being held by His Majesty's honor. In the morning, the outdoor stalls and shops will be open for you, and games shall be hosted for your enjoyment. The festival shall continue for 3 days. Afterwards, on the 4th and final day of the royal celebration, there shall be a grand masquerade in which all guests are expected to attend. I don't think you'll be able to get out of dancing on this one, Riv. Damn it. His Royal Highness hopes his gentile guests enjoy the rest of their time at the castle's estate, and looks forward to joining you in the merriment. Now guests who wish to retire for the night may adjourn to their rooms upstairs. Our gracious maestro has agreed to several more songs for those who would delight in little more dancing. You guys like my voice acting? A delicate applaud fills the ballroom. I quickly pull away from Arden's grip and clear my throat. That's my cue, I'm afraid. Perhaps I'll see you in the morning? Leaving me again? You're so horribly mean. Abandoning Arden for the second time this evening, I give him a lazy half bow before turning towards the door. I wonder if Silas is the one who's supposed to escort us to our rooms. If so, he's going to get the chewing out he sorely deserves. Watch it not be him and some other dude. As some of the other guests and I return to the main hall, however, we are instead attended by a host of other servants I haven't seen before. Slightly disappointed not to have a chance to punch that butler in the face, I follow along as we lead up to another staircase to the second floor, where most of the guests' accommodations seem to be. I really like Rivian because he's really funny. He's like such a sassy mouth. He kind of reminds me of like Dorian from Dragon Age. That's what he reminds me of. And this room is yours, sir. My thanks. In the hallway, a polite young woman opens the door to what are presumably my chambers for the duration of the celebration. Finally. She hands me the key before attending to the next guest, so I step inside to the room and shut the door behind me with a sigh of relief. Finally. A moment to breathe. I had forgotten how incredibly exhausting socializing was. This is a nice room. The room before me is a cozy one, illuminated by a few candelabras and the auburn flickers of the fireplace. The magnificently sized bed looks more than a little inviting, as I do push the chair nearby. If I close my eyes and inhale the slightly smoky, dusty scent, I can practically envision myself back home. I wander over to the small doors at the back of the room, peering through the glass. Goodness. I even have a little balcony to my own? I suppose the guest rooms were probably made with spoiled nobility in mind. Well, that's nice. At least we have a balcony he can get out to get some fresh air and shit. Pulling the open door, I step out curiously onto the elegant terrace, gazing up at the clear night sky. The wind ruffles through my hair, and I close my eyes for a moment to enjoy the cool sensation washing over me. 3 days of a festival, and then a masquerade, huh? As much as I do hate to admit it, the festival sounds like it might be rather fun. My parents never felt obliged to take me to any festivals as a little boy, so I always had the sense that I was missing out on whenever my friends would talk about them. And that masquerade ball. I clearly wasn't informed that I needed a mask, that's for sure. Thanks, Father. Perhaps I could buy one at the festival. I suppose if I had to choose any type of dance to partake in, a masquerade seems like the most interesting one. Because you don't know like who's who, and then everybody looks really fancy and cool. I don't know. I think masquerades are like pretty interesting. Maybe a mask will even let me hide from Arden and that damned woman. The best of both worlds. Smirking to myself, I idly glance over to my left, hearing a faint shuffling noise. What the? It's adjoining balcony with the room next to me? Is there someone over there leaning against the balustrade? How the hell did I notice this before? What? Who's there? After my undignified yelp, the shadowy figure on the opposite side of the balcony turns slowly towards me. What? It's just lips. Like, what the heck? With the moonlight illuminating his features, I can identify it's a man. For the slanted shape of his mouth is unmistakably male. My apologies, sir. I didn't realize we were jointed neighbors. Instead of an immediately reply, the man slowly takes a step towards me, crossing the thin connecting walkway between our balconies. Really, there's no need to be angry, sir. I promise I wasn't... What on earth is happening? Oh dear, I have to give him like a, he seems like he has like a deep sexy voice, but I can't do that. So I'll fail at this. Excuse my rudeness. Whoa! Whoa! Look at him! Freaking collarbones! Holy shit! Alright. The tall tan man bows lowly before me, lifting his head with a subtle glimmering in his eyes. I just had to be sure it was Lord Varrison's son I had the privilege of finally meeting. Oh, of course. Someone else who identifies me as my father's son. I straighten up, feeling decidedly less deferential? Well, you're not mistaken. I prefer to be called Rivian rather than Varrison's son, however. My apologies, Rivian. I already knew your name, but I didn't wish to seem rude by addressing you so coarsely. Oh, well, I suppose that's alright then. This man is surprisingly polite. Something about his manner and his clothes made me think he's from a different place. Is he a foreigner? It must be an act of fate that you were brought to me so swiftly. You are precisely the one I've been looking for. Is he sent here to kill me or something? What the hell's going on? Me? Are you sure? Are you sure you don't mean my father? He's not here if so. He shakes his head, lips curling to a cryptic smirk. Who exactly is this man? He gives off much more dangerous air than the average courtier. I want to give you a warning, a hint if you will. You're sharp. I'm sure with a man like Lord Varrison as your father, so I doubt you'll take long to catch on. Whoa, 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 what is going on? What the fuck? What the hell are you Before I can get so much of a struggle, I find myself abruptly turned around and pinned against the balustrade, staring down to the long vault below the cliff, to the cliffs below. Yo, dude, wanna get your hands off me? What the fuck? This is assault? You think this is a long celebration just for the sake of the king's egoism? No, it's something far more than that. Okay. Honestly, I would punch this guy in the face because he's grabbing me without, permission. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But I kind of wonder what he's talking about. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest, but strangely enough, I don't sense any killing intent from this man. I suppose I can hear him out, just in case there's something important I don't know. Since when did the diplomacy become hands-on, though? For the love of the gods. I glimpse a pleased smirk on his face when I slowly relax in the cage of his arms, a sour grimace curling on my own lips. This is a very weird position, can I just say that right now? It's so awkward. Usually if you're gonna, interrogate someone, you, grab their throat or, something. That's what I've seen, right? From movies and shit like that. This is, the weirdest position. Look at this right now. What? You see, the nobility here are not merely those from your own kingdom. Some of those lords and ladies hail from beyond these borders, myself included. And some of them are former citizens or allies of smaller nations whose armies were crushed under your kingdom's fists. So, precisely what the hell does that have to do with me? Use your pretty head for a moment, little dove. The man who expertly controls your forces and movements, who knew through spies everything his enemies would do, who outwitted them at every turn. The stranger's lips aren't far from my ear, and his warm breath tickles lightly against my skin. That was your father, Rivian. And now his darling son is far from home, in a nest of enemies among friends. Oh shit! Whoa, when did this get so serious all of a sudden? A shiver ran down my spine as his long, rough fingers tightened around my jaw. I already told you, I'm not my father! Your overshadowing bloodline may be irksome to you, but it is everything to those who hate Lord Varrison. And you're so vulnerable, all alone? If one of those enemies were you, you'd be lying in a picturesque pool of your own blood right now, or smashed into little bitty pieces of the cliffs below, and neither of us want that, do we? Shit. Damn, so, yeah, it's kind of obvious. You know what, this is kind of weird that, because, Rivian said in the beginning, right, that his mother and father just sent him by himself to the party. Because usually, if you're, a nobility or, a prince or something, wouldn't you bring guards or something like that? What the hell? The low, softly threatening tone in his voice made my finger tightly curl into a fist, and I struggled to desperately not show any of my growing anxiety. Quit with your fancy words and tell me what the hell the point. And tell me what's the point of all this. He chuckled softly, releasing me from the tight embrace, only to turn to me around and press my back against the bolster, staring down at me with a cool, glittering eyes. Mark my words, something unpleasant is going to happen here very soon, within the walls of this fancy resort. That's all you pretty little nobles are trapped in. And you, the heir of one of the kingdom's cleverest, most ruthless men, you will find yourself in the middle of it, whether you like it or not. So is our dad like a bad guy then? That's what I'm getting, like, but Rivian has like no idea that his dad is like doing all this shit. I feel like that's what's going on. Beads of cold sweat break out in the nape of my neck as those words sink into my skull. This is absolutely this is the absolute worst nightmare I could have imagined. There's no way he could really be telling the truth, right? Whether or not you inherited the sharpness of your father is something we'll learn by the end of the celebration, don't you think? Based on if I make it to my carriage alive on the final day? The tall stranger seems amused when I grind my teeth angrily, but he gives a nod of confirmation. I'd like to ask how you know all of this, but you're so full of cryptic drivel that I doubt I get a straight answer, so let me ask you instead. Damn it, I was trying to think of something that sounded cool and collected, but now I'm drawing a blank. What is your name? The man blinks. Well, if I wasn't expecting it, he probably wasn't expecting it either. Soon, though, a pleasant expression drifts over his well-chiseled features, lips curling into a wolfish grin. My name? It's France, my little lord, at your service. He reaches out towards my hand and bringing the back of it to his lips. But I quickly pull away and give his chest a vehement shove, dodging out of his grasp. You should be the one to fall off the balcony, pervert bastard. I promise you won't be missed. Franz's lips pressed together mockingly, a theatrical sigh making his broad chest rise and fall. The least you could do is thank me, but I guess the angry kitten act is just your unique way of showing gratitude. I'll be returning to my own room, then, unless you're planning to invite me into your— Whoa! Hello? Franz, what's up? Okay, but he kind of assaulted Rivian, so I don't know. I'd sooner invite in one of those porpoited assassins who want to leave me in the picturesque pool of my own blood. Snickering, he lifts his shoulders in an innocent shrug, turning to make his way back towards the side of the balcony. Should you need my help, do seek me out. But remember, I'm only one piece of the puzzle you may need to solve. His vague words are accompanied by a faint, unreadable glint in his eyes. With that, he shoves his hand in his pocket and gracefully strides over towards his door, and I glare at his back until he disappears. What the hell is happening in this damn place? The warmth and the sensation of Francis' fingers curled around my chin still lingers, making me shudder. More unsettling, though, are the last fragments of his words that I left behind. Yo, I thought we were just here to party and, like, romance dudes, and then all of a sudden we're getting death threats. Like, what? I hastily return inside to my own chamber, slamming the balcony doors shut and locking them, pulling the curtains over the glass. The last thing I want to wake up is that crazy, handsy demon of a man staring at me. My mind feels a little numb as I undress to throw my clothes onto one side, crawling into bed and curling up under the covers. I think that Franz was lying to me for the spot, but I can't really fathom why he would do that to someone he doesn't even know. I can probably shake off his words off normal circumstances, but there have been a couple of things bothering me since earlier. That whispering I heard before. For some reason, the fact that I couldn't find the source of it made me feel strangely nervous. Are there like freaking magicians at this place? What's going on? Maybe assassins, right? There's the fact that Hazel slipped off so suddenly. It seems strange that she wouldn't try to coax me into coming with her inside the ball, unless she wanted to purposely invade me. But why? Oh, interesting. That is true too, because she seemed really excited about the whole dancing part, so yeah, that was a little bit weird. And now I'm neighbors with some pervert foreigner? It's hardly believable, but if he was really telling the truth, then am I actually in danger? But why? Father would have surely known who the other guest could have been if he was here before he sent me here. In that case, what's the reason why he made me attend alone? See, that's what I mean! Like, it's so weird. Why wouldn't you send your son with guards? Because he's a prince, right? What the fuck? The dad's shady. I don't like him. Is this a sink or swim coming of age ritual for me? What the fuck? I pulled my head from under the covers and gazed glumly up at the ceiling. As much as I hate to admit it, I'd rather risk embarrassing myself by talking to friends' words seriously instead of ignoring him and ending up with a bloody splatter. Swallowing, I slip from the bed and make sure my room door is locked, pressing my ears to the wood to see if anyone is lurking outside. But I don't hear anything except for the fast beating of my own heart. Huh. I gave up and returned to the plush of the mattress, crawling back underneath the sheets. We're going to have a long talk about this, Father. When I make it back home, and I will make it back home, I'll give him a real piece of my mind. Until then, I'll make sure that any would-be assassin learn to fear the name of Rivian Varrison. Whoa! Alright, so that was the demo. I'm a little bit sad that we didn't get to see the other romance options, but this is very interesting. Just because I thought it was just gonna be like a whole, you know, just romance, whatever. I didn't know that fucking someone's murdering us, like planning to assassinate him. Like, jeez. Alright, so if you guys want to check out their Kickstarter, like I said, there's a link in the description. So they only have a goal of 13,000, of course. They have 22 days to go, and they're nearly 3,000. I believe they can reach their goal, just because of how interesting this game is. I like it, because I hate freaking stereotypical visual or dating sims that are just like, oh, I'm here to romance the boy or girl, and everything will be fine. I like that they have a twist on this. Like, you might die, and one of your lovers might be an assassin. That's kind of cool. Like I said, there's 3 romanceable options, 8 endings. This will be roughly around 7 hours of gameplay. Apparently, there's going to be full English voice acting, so that's pretty cool. That's going to be happening too. Let's see. So Rivian is 21 years old. Oh, he's still a baby. He hates parties, loves sweets. Okay. Arden was the friend. He's a, I guess, old friend, but he's also the part of the royal guard for like his father. Hates treachery, loves duels. Interesting. Leannis? Is this how you say his name? Leannis is hot as fuck. Like, look at him. Jesus Christ. Alright. Hates airhead, loves cats. Oh my god. And then we have Franz, who's 25, and he hates promises, loves wine. But he's like the burly dude who needs to stop grabbing random people. Either way, I think this whole, my impression of it is like I'm very impressed by it, especially considering I don't know how much of like the story revolves around the romance part, especially for the boys love part, just because I think I've said this before in like different videos. Every time I run into like a gay or lesbian or any type of queer storyline, it seems that a lot of them don't know how to write relationships between queer couples or anything like that, so I always get disappointed. So I hope that Chess of Blades will be one of those visual novels that will be very good and very well written, not stupidly written like I've seen so many times. But I have confidence that it is, just because of how intricate the story is so far. It's not going to be like this dumb part of the story. It was just like, oh, they're gay or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm sure we'll do fine. But either way, if you guys enjoyed Chess of Blades, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to join the companions. And maybe if you guys want me to do a let's play whenever this game comes out, just let me know in the comments. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you'd like to get the demo yourself, there's a link in the description. Check out their Kickstarter, them on Steam, and hopefully this visual novel will come to light, because I think it will, and it's really interesting to me. So just let me know what you guys thought about the whole story so far. And even though we didn't meet the third romance, who is your favorite between the two, Franz or Arden? Kind of like Arden, but he's a bit handsy, you know, he needs to like stop touching me, that's all. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you, bye! Couldn't help but let myself grind over it. I know this is supposed to be sweet and all, but Jesus Christ.